Welcome to Novelty with the Apple iPhone 6 Plus with the Sony Xperia Z3 Compact in a short comparison. Of course, different size smartphones, but the hardware is quite similar except for the display resolution, because we have here a Full HD screen and here only an HD screen, but still both beautiful devices with a $499 price point against $799 price point. So you can see here both are flagships, you could say. Of course, there's the Z3 also available, which we have also video of, a comparison video with the 6 Plus, but I think the Compact is also quite good competitor, because a lot of people want to upgrade maybe from their iPhones to still a small device, and I think the Compact is the right choice there. But just check it out yourself what the differences are. For example, of course, the size. So you can see here the Compact is a little bit more handy. It's the same size as an iPhone 5S or 5, and also we have 4.6-inch screen against the 5.5-inch screen. Now on the back we have beautiful cameras, 8 megapixel dual flash against 20.7 megapixel and single flash. You can record 4K videos here also, only Full HD with Apple. Both have NFC built in the back. The Sony can use it for pairing with a Bluetooth speaker or anything else. Apple can only use it to use your Visa, MasterCard or anything like that, so for payments. Also, the Sony has actually dual speakers built in, so really great sound, and Apple only has one speaker in the bottom, but on both the bass is lacking, so of course it's not perfect to listen to R&B or anything like that, but for your basic music listening it's quite enough. Now on the front we have here a 2 megapixel camera with Sony, and Apple has actually the 1.2 megapixel camera, which we will also try out in a second. But first, you can see in terms of thickness, the iPhone wins, of course, with only 7.1 millimeters against 8.6 in the Sony. The Sony has actually a 2300 milliamp battery built in, while the Apple has 2900 milliamps, which is, of course, amazingly huge. But Apple also has fingerprint reader here on the bottom, while the Sony is completely waterproof, which is also, again, quite nice to just maybe... You can just use it in your bathroom as you would want it, and it would still work. Also, it's easy to upgrade your internal memory with a micro SD card up to 128 gigs extra to the 16 that are already inside the Sony for $499, while you have to pay $100 extra to go from 16 to 64 or to 128 gigabytes here with Apple. Okay, enough talking. Let's try a bit the cameras. And as you will see here, the front camera is looking quite good. Let me hold it the same height so it's fair in terms of wide angle. You can see that the Sony is a bit more wide angle to the bottom, because you can see my tripod a bit better here on my camera. But otherwise there is not as much space on the left and right on the Sony as on the iPhone, and the colors on the back are a lot better here on the iPhone than in Sony, even though the camera is should be sharper due to more megapixels. Now, if you turn around both cameras, let's try here taking a picture of, or just looking at the picture of what we have here. That's a bowl with a pumpkin inside. There is a little bit of light happening there, a reflecting light, which the iPhone filters out quite nicely, and the Sony has a lot of trouble with that. But if you look, for example, here to the right, there's a cable. The iPhone still has, I think, a nicer picture, but the Sony has a wider angle maybe to take the picture here, which is actually a little bit better visible this way. So otherwise, yeah, there's not much else to say except for the Sony is cheaper, it's easier to upgrade, and there's also, I think, a lot of more nice software features. Check out my tips and tricks video in the Sony than with the Apple iPhone 6 Plus, but it's your choice. Thank you much for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you much for watching, and this was the Sony Xperia Z3 Compact versus the Apple iPhone 6 Plus in a short comparison.